Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on Mars. I mean Earth. My name's Jade and this is How to App on iOS. Today we're looking at Cubasis. Finally. Welcome everybody. Hello. Good to see you. Pete Johns in the chat. Tom Rochelle, Arthur Morgan, and SM Borthwick. So it's a late start of the week for me because yesterday I was ill. I was actually ill over the entire weekend. As most of you know, that I have a chronic blood disorder where I can't produce platelets in my blood, and things like this happen. Be warned. Boom. And I wake up each day looking like that. Good stuff. So now that we got that out of the way, so I lost a lot of blood over the weekend. I lost a lot of blood. So we've patched things up with a transfusion and we're all good to go again. And what are we going to do today? Well, we are going to have a look. We're not going to go a deep dive into Cubasis today. We're just going to have a look at a couple of things that I know Pete didn't cover with the Cubasis stuff first, just with the variety of apps that we're going to go into. So let's have a look. Hi, Sion. Welcome to the chat as well. So let's say first, both Cubasis 2 and 3 are on sale at the moment. So if there was a good time to do it, now is the deal. And I know these apps are actually on sale until September the 14th. So you've got plenty of time to save up your dollaroos and decide if you're going to, or your money, as Arthur Morgan would say, if you decide not to split with the camp, to save up for Cubasis 2 and 3. But what can you do in the meantime? And I do know yesterday, I can let you know this, that Cubasis got an update yesterday. So I'm not sure what the update was for. We can have a look. Let's have a look. Cubasis 3. Go into my updates. It should be in here somewhere. There it is. Cubasis. Supplemental update includes improvements and is recommended for all Cubasis users. For a complete list, see, I need to go to a website now and I can't copy and paste that, but it looks like they had an update, so that's really cool. So what am I going to go over today? First, I'm going to go over the fact that there are 3 Cubasis apps, so I just want you all to be aware of that. And if you are thinking about laying down the dollars, the best thing to do first is to download the free version of Cubasis, which is called Cubasis 3 LE3, and there it is on my screen down here. So before I open it, and now hopefully this works, because I knew this worked last night and I opened it already. So if you own a Steinberg audio interface, this will, and you've got it connected, and you open up a Cubasis LE3 for free, it will automatically unlock a bunch of features. Sorry about that, had to cough. And I think you only get a couple of tracks to play with the free version, but when you have a Steinberg interface connected, let's see what happens when I open it. So it should say, do I want to use a microphone? And I say, yep, sure, whatever. And it does its bizzo for the first time opening. And look at this. Straight away, it says, Cubasis LE activated. Your copy of Cubasis LE has been unlocked. And yes, it does work for Yamaha, and because basically Steinberg were bought out by Yamaha. So thank you, Sion, for pointing that out. Also, let's just publicly thank Sion as well, who donated some money to my charity of choice on Facebook for my birthday coming up. So thanks, man. I didn't get a chance to thank you for that on Facebook. I saw it, but I was incredibly ill yesterday. So now, as you can see here, this free version gives me 4 audio tracks and 4 MIDI tracks. And look at this, straight away it said registered to get Steinberg's appraised plugin RoomWorks SE for free. I don't need to do that. I would do it on here, but I don't want it to accidentally show my password or anything like that. So that is another thing that you automatically can do as soon as you install Cubasis. Set up an account with Steinberg and you will get one of their free plugins. So that is really cool. And as you can see, it's got pretty much all the bells and whistles here. And the other thing from here is you can upgrade. So there's the free section there. So to register, you registered to get the free RoomWorks SE. So that's cool. You get that plug-in there. And you can actually fully upgrade from within this app as well. So that's pretty cool too. So if you just want to download this for free, have a look and play around, this version is there for you. So jump in and do that. I highly recommend it. It's a good way to get your head around things without laying down any didgeridoo-doos. So there you go. And that $32.99, that's Australian dollars. So what's that? I don't know. $18, probably the same price as what. I'm not actually sure. I can't be bothered calculating it. It's too early. And in here you also see, we might as well cover this now. So here are all your Waves plugins as well that you can add on to this as well. So that's cool. That is your free version. We can get out of the shop here. And as you can see, it plays exactly like it's just like having the real thing. So I would recommend you do that now. There is a link in the description to go and download Cubasis III LE for free yourself and have a play around with it. Now, what am I going to do from here? I'm going to jump out of this, go away and close these things. What I'm going to do first is I am going to open up Cubasis II just to show you, to see some of the UI differences, because they're quite subtle, but they're definitely there, because I've been using Cubasis II for a fair while. Haven't really used it to actually release any music with, but what I have been using Cubasis II for is a lot of MIDI stuff. Now, I'm going to do a show on this most likely next week on how to get the most out of say if you're downloading MIDI tracks. So there are a lot of websites that offer free MIDI cover songs. If you want to do just get the basis of a cover version, even apps like Music Score have MIDI files that you can download. You'll find if you're importing them into GarageBand, a lot of the time the instruments get all muddled up, and like drums will be placed to a horn or something. It's really strange how GarageBand does that on iOS. So what I use to get around that is Music Studio, which I've shown on the show before. Damn, that coffee's good. And I would use Cubasis II. So just to let you know what I'm talking about, I would open, just say I've got a backing track, a MIDI file I've downloaded from like freemidi.org. I would open it up first in something like Cubasis II, now Cubasis III, or Music Studio. And then I would save that MIDI file, because these apps are so much better at opening MIDI files and assigning the actual instruments to the correct MIDI track. And then I would save it from there and then export it into GarageBand. Trust me, it actually solves the problem of GarageBand screwing up the instruments. So it's something I'm going to look at maybe tomorrow when I start looking at MIDI with Cubasis. But let's scoot over into, if I can find where I've put Cubasis II. So there it is. This is Cubasis II. Now this is still available, so you can still use Cubasis II. It is still something that is, I don't know if it's being updated. I would highly doubt it, unless with iOS 14 there's some major bug that smashes the crap out of this, out of Cubasis 2, where it is totally rendered unusable. But I don't see them updating Cubasis 2 with frequent updates because Cubasis 3 is there. But, you know, the option is there if you wanted to download Cubasis 2 at a cheaper price. Personally, especially if you've got a Steinberg or a Yamaha piece of hardware, I would download the LE version. So this is what Cubasis 2 looks like. Now what I'm going to do is leave this open, and we're going to open up Cubasis 3 just to get a look at some of the subtle differences between them, because this is just today we're just having a look at the basics of these apps. And number 3 is over here, and I want to thank Pete Johns for putting me in contact with the wonderful people at Steinberg who have provided the copy of this for me today. So as you can see, off the bat, I really don't need to even put them side by side. The buttons up the top, the transport, everything's a little bit bigger, which is great for me because I'm blind as a bat. So let's scoot over again, hold down Command, and which one's which? So definitely you can see all the buttons in Cubasis 2 are a lot smaller. Everything looks a lot smaller. Look at that. So there's definitely a major UI upgrade, and from what I do know, under the hood they have really tightened a lot of things up. But everything is virtually the same. So let's just have a look. Scrolling across the top here, you can see mixer, the keys, everything's all still there. You've got your time, whatever beats you're counting in. The setup, shop, all up there. And let's just scoot over to the old one. That's the old one. So yeah, everything's exactly the same, pretty much just smaller. So that's that in a nutshell. Let's just run through these. Let's have a look at the mixer and see the difference here. I've only got one track open in this, so that doesn't really help. But let's have a quick scoot back and to the mixer. So everything's just a little bit more streamlined, and that's really cool. Makes shit a lot easier to look at for people who are going blind. So now I'm going to just close. I should be able to close out of Cubasis 2. Goodbye. And there we are. So this is Cubasis 3. And it's quite the difference for me to be using this, because as most of you know, I mostly use GarageBand on here, but my main DAW is I know I said Pro Tools, Audio Pro, because I write not a lot of electronic music. I do a fair bit of MIDI stuff, but I find that I get what I need using GarageBand for all of that. But I'm going to challenge myself over the next week and a half. I'm going to build a song on here starting from scratch and see how we go at creating a live band thing, doing a death metal song. So that is going to be my goal, because this is, I just feel I see more people making electronic music with this particular app, that I think I'm going to try and make a death metal thing. So I'm definitely going to be starting with drums. So let's clear this out. I don't want to, let's run through the system here. Let's have a look at what we have. So up the top here, top right hand corner, is your media center. And this is where all your files, where your MIDI importing instruments can all be found. And when you click on that, it brings up this little bottom menu here. And as you can see down here, we've got audio files, so things that you import into here already, and everything's a double click. So it's like using a desktop. You've got a whole bunch of drum loops which automatically get populated. your audio files, samples that you're importing. Then you've got your MIDI files that you can import into here as well. Here's where all your instruments are. Your projects, the most important place, the most important thing. And so you can start new projects from here. You can create templates in here, create new folders. Across the bottom of each time you click on one of these, you have different options down here become available for you to import, start a new project. What else have we got? We've got import, start a new project. You can duplicate, share, create a new folder, rename, move, autoplay, and delete. Autoplay for these things I always have off because I don't know, I can't stand things just auto playing when I click on them. I want to have the choice. Your mix downs, so when you finish a song, mix it down, it will appear in here. And the garbage bin, pretty basic stuff there. The next button along the top are your keys. Beautiful. So it's nice. So I've already got a piano selected there, and if I click down, so as you can see, I'm still in the demo track here. And if I click on each track, so that was the piano, the one underneath is the pad. Oh, yeah. Underneath that we have some drums. They're not working. Now I'll explain to you what this is so you know. I'm pretty sure, just to make sure, we'll go into mixer. Okay, so when I click on this drum, why is nothing working? Why is there no drums pop up there? This is a sub track. Okay, and I'll be going into this as well. Now, as you can see, if I scroll down, you can see that the drums here have been split, and I've got plenty of videos on how to do this in things like Auria and GarageBand. So what the person has done when they've made this demo track is they've most likely made the drums in one file, and then they've opened up that track, gone into the MIDI editor, and they have split all the drum parts into different parts. So you've got your kick, you've got your hi-hat, your snare, and everything's all organized by creating this track here that has nothing in it. So that is a sub track which controls all of the drums. So if I solo, you'll see there, just by soloing that sub track, it's soloed all the rest of the drum kit there. So let's go over to the mixer. Now if I hit play and we get to the drums, I can now control the whole drum kit by bringing down the volume of the sub. So it's a pretty neat feature. It's something that is available to you in Auria Pro as well, and something that's really easy to use here in Cubasis. And basically all you're doing is, once you've got all your drum tracks here, so how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you would add a brand new track and you would create a group track. See here, you've got audio, MIDI, or group. And if you click group, that creates this blank track. And look what it does. It shows you all of the tracks that you have available in your actual song, and you can select which ones you want to go to that group track. So as you can see here, the kick, hi-hat, tom, they're all the same color, so they have been selected to go to the sub. Oh, you can do that. Nothing's been selected yet, so yeah, I can add them all like this. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, love that, love that, love that. And if I just hit OK, I don't think I need to hit OK. Has it created a new track for me? Yeah, so it's put the track there. So I've created another one of those, which I didn't need to. Sorry, I have the coughs this morning. And where's it put it? think that's, so yeah, I've got group 4 it's called here. So I can really delete this track now. Don't really need it, but that was just showing you how to create a sub. Pretty damn cool. So let's go back to our tracks here, which is what I was doing. And here are your drum pads. So you can flick between pads and you can decide whether to have keys. Oh yeah, or pads, just by clicking this little button over here. And that, I need to bit of grindcore for you. So it's pretty easy to flick back and forward to your pads, to your keyboard. Very, very nice. I'm just going, so today I'm just going through the tracks that are in this demo. That's all I'm going to do today. And then tomorrow we're going to start really seriously looking at the MIDI stuff. And what else? Then we're going to start looking at audio, vocals, and then we're going to start next week. We will put together a song using this stuff. So what have we got? We'll do MIDI tomorrow. That's Wednesday. What are we? Tuesday, Wednesday. MIDI tomorrow. We'll do audio and some vocals after that. And then on Friday on the show, I'll let you know we have Jacob Hack coming on the show for an interview, which is going to be really, really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm sure you will know him from his channel Hack Attack, where he uses Cubasis a hell of a lot. So I just thought it would be really fitting this week to jump in and play with Cubasis, since they were getting the master. We're not worthy. Jacob coming on the show, who knows all about this amazing app. As you can see, just quickly going back further through these tracks, this is an audio track that I've selected now, this bass track. So you don't have an option up here to click the pads because it's an audio track. Again, we've got a rhythm guitar, rhythm guitar, rhythm guitar. I'm not sure if there's vocals on this. No. So that is just a basic rundown there. Your mixer. Let's have a quick look at that before we wrap up today. Nice short show today. Just having a look at these three main things up the top. I mean, we don't really need to talk about the this part here. We all know what play, record, and all that, and what a metronome is. We'll cover it anyway at a later stage tomorrow. So, across here is our mixer, and it's pretty standard stuff. You've got a global mix at the end here, which is something that GarageBand doesn't have, a global mix. And you've got all your tracks, standard stuff. Now, the most beautiful part about this is you can change from a small view to a medium to a large view. I prefer a small view, and you can just grab this at any time and make this nice and big. So good for people with bung eyes like myself. And the same thing goes for when you are... One thing I'm not enjoying is I am using a Magic Keyboard from Apple, and look, I can move my mouse around, but for some reason I can't scroll using 3 fingers, 2 fingers. It's not letting me scroll on my Magic Pad. That's crap. That really is going to slow down my workflow heaps using this app already. So hopefully there's a way I can unlock that or fix that, but I will have a look at that at some stage today, because that is definitely not cool. What was I going to do now? I think I'm going to wrap it up there for today before I start looking at routing and all that stuff, because I just wanted to let people know more or less that accessibility options for inside my actual iPad, because everything's set to do that. It works on everything else, Bubba. That's the thing. So that's what because I can do it for every single thing. Let's have a look. Accessibility. Where are we? Keyboards. Is it in keyboards? I can't remember. God, they keep moving it around now. No, it's full keyboard access. Isn't there a mouse section now? God. Trackpad mouse. Natural scrolling. So natural scrolling is selected. Look, it works for, see, it's working here. It's working for everything else. So anyway, I'll have a closer look at it and see why it's not doing it in Cubasis. Do I have the right one open now? No, I don't. So I'm going to have to delete Cubasis II. But here's the deal. One thing I'm going to have to look at too, and I'll update you on this. As you can see in my Cubasis II, let's have a look. The reason I haven't deleted it as yet is I have a lot of projects in here. So there's a bunch of projects. I don't think I have any audio files in here. So there's a bunch of MIDI files I have in here as well. And I've got to work out how to export them, if there's an easy way to export them into number 3. Anyway, all right, Sion, you have a good day. I'm going to check out 2 today. This was just really an overview showing you the 3 different apps and just to let you know what's going on, and for me just to get back in the seat after being sick yesterday. So I hope you can join me for the next few days taking a look at this. We'll get more into it tomorrow. Yeah, that's interesting, Bubba. Thanks for bringing it up. I've never seen that before. SM Borthwick, message deleted by Google moderator team. I wonder what was the message, SM Borthwick? If you write it again, for those of you watching on the replay, somebody in the chat has written something and the Google moderator team has removed it. Very interesting. I've never seen anything like that before. And here am I saying, write it again, write it again. Let's see if they take it again. So, yeah, I'm interested to know what that was. Maybe you can let me know on Facebook there, Mr. Borthwick. But anyway, thank you very much, guys. Sorry it's a shorter show today and a bit more of a ramble on. But hopefully you can join me over the next, what is it? It's Tuesday here today. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we've got 2 more shows for this week around Cubasis. And then we've got Jacob on Friday or Thursday for people around the rest of the world. But I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm now going to go for a walk. See if I can get through a walk without a blood nose and not look like this. Ah! Oh man, when you wake up in the morning and that is what you feel like. Luckily it didn't happen today. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and take care, keep creating, be good to yourself and each other, and do the things that make you happy. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Adios, my friends.